crafty friends. Well, I'm here with things 24 through 27. 24, 25, 26, and 27. 4 different projects done over 3 different days, I think. But anyway, I'm going to move some of them out of the way so I can show them to you one at a time. And I'm going to start... I'm going to start with this because this, even though it's the thing I did last, it was fun, and it's still not completely dry, so I'm going to have to, it'll get even puffier once it's dry. But I don't know if you can see the difference in these 2 balls. Okay, this is exactly the same amount of fiber as this. I just took this roving and I split it in half. And then I dyed this half. Okay, so this is an experiment. And I saved this half of this fiber because I wanted to be able to not only show you the difference, but I wanted to, I didn't want to use it all just in case this experiment went really bad. But it didn't go bad. It went lovely. So I'm going to dye this probably a blue. I think a blue to mix with this will be make a beautiful yarn. This is Cheviot wool, Cheviot, Cheviot wool, and it's not a super soft wool. It's a nice wool, but it's not like merino. It's not super soft. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this. This was dyed with avocado. I just wanted to see if it would work. And so I filtered my avocado water, my avocado tea, whatever you want to call it, just like I do when I'm dyeing paper. And then I put it back in the pot, and I added vinegar. And I put this in the pot, and then I thought, oh, I forgot when you use natural dyes, you're supposed to use alum instead of vinegar. So I didn't know if it was going to come out or not, but it did. It turned out lovely. Wool likes vinegar, and avocado likes to dye. So it turned out okay in spite of that. Now, Hannah wants to do some. And so she's got a different kind of wool. She doesn't have Cheviot wool. She's got a different kind of wool. But she's got some Corriedale and some merino. So we will see. I'm going to look it up this time and see what's suggested for how to use it to dye with. But what amazed me right off the bat was how much the color changed when I added the vinegar to the avocado tea. And I'm going to pause just a second and go get that because I forgot to get that to show you. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm not sure if you can tell how different it looks here, but you can definitely tell the difference here. This is the regular avocado tea. And this is when I added some vinegar to it. It is a different color. This is more orangey. This is more pink. I wish you could, let me see if I can bring this up closer if you can see the difference. Okay, let's see. This is the regular avocado, and this is when I added the vinegar to it. So when I did that and I wasn't unhappy with it, I decided to go ahead and try it on the fiber. And I'm very happy with the fiber. I think it looks beautiful. And it looks very natural. It looks, Ethan said it looks like an alpaca, because we've had some alpaca that looks like this. There may be sheep that are this pale color too. I don't know, but it definitely looks like some alpaca we've seen. So anyway, that was a fun experiment. And now I can finally get rid of these little things that I've had sitting around waiting to show you. Let me move those so I don't make a mess with them. Okay, so there's, I guess thing number, we'll just call this one 24. all on the floor. This is going to be thing 25. And this is well, I think I'm not even sure if I bought or if I dyed this. That's how long ago it's been. But I think I have this memory in my head of what the fiber looked like before I spun it. And I'm pretty sure I bought this fiber. But when I washed this skein, a lot of color came out, which made me doubt my memory. I still feel like this is something that I bought and then spun. But I spun this on hand spindles, and it took a long time for me to spin it. And that was probably in 2016, 2017, when I spun all the singles. And they've been sitting on a, oh, what do you call it? It's a very nice squishy yarn. I love it. They've been sitting on a storage bobbin for all this time. And so I just had one bobbin. I thought I had two bobbins and I was going to do a 2-ply, but I only had one bobbin. So instead I did a chain ply, which I'm not very good at. And so as I was doing the plying, not only was I struggling with the plying and made lots of goof ups and mess ups with that, but I realized that this spindle spun yarn that I was so proud of, the single, had lots of inconsistencies and nebs and all kinds of stuff in it too. But I was very amazed and happy with how the yarn turned out. Come on, focus. It's not wanting to focus. Well, I guess it's just not going to do it. Let's see. Anyway, it'll focus down here. You just can't see it up close. But so I did a chain ply, which makes this a 3-ply yarn. And I really like it. I think it turned out really well. That really did hide some of the inconsistencies. And it's definitely not a perfect skein of yarn by any means. But even though there are a lot of consistencies, in it, I think it'll still be really pretty to do something with. And having spun it so long ago and then plied it this time, I didn't really know how much spin, how much twist to put in my ply for it to come out a oh, the word just escaped me, a balanced ply. It is very balanced. It is not absolutely perfectly balanced, but it's very balanced compared to the wadded up, springy mess that it was after I applied it. And I knew that it would look that way because the twist had been sitting there so long that all you would see is the ply twist. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but once I put it in the water and in the hot water, it balanced itself out, which is what I was hoping for, but I was a little afraid because it had been so long and I didn't remember, what it was like. Some of it was overspun. As I was plying it, I could see some of it had been overspun. And you can see, let's see if I can show you a place. You can see where where the join for that loop is. There's a little bump there, and in some cases that bump is much bigger, and in some cases, those parts of it are thicker than other parts of it. But I still love it. I'm still very happy with how it turned out, considering it was some of the first stuff I did on spindles, and it's one of my very first chain plying a real skein of yarn. So I don't love chain plying, though. I'll have to tell you that. It's not my thing. I think I would rather do, if I want a 3-ply, I would rather do it from 3 bobbins. That's my takeaway from that experience. And then this is 2 different dyeing things. This is Firestar, and it's something kind of like Angelina, and you cannot see how sparkly it is, but there's so much sparkle on this. It's a nylon, and it's an add-in that people put in their yarns, but this is very soft compared to Angelina. It's a much smaller fiber in diameter, and it doesn't give you that rough feeling that you get with Angelina. And I had some of this just in my stash. I had a bunch of stuff in my stash that I had totally forgotten I had, so I've been playing with them. But I dyed it, and I left some white because I thought I might want some white. Also, I wanted to show you what it started out looking like. So this is the Firestar, what it started out looking like. And I used food color. Okay, so this is yellow food color, and let's do this one next. Red food color, and the green food color, and the blue food color. And then, let's move those over. Okay, these were just the basic 4 cheap food color little liquid things you get at Dollar Tree. And then this was the Wilton's gel or paste, I'm not sure what it is, that comes in a jug, in a little tub. And you can, I don't know if you can't see really well the difference in the color, but it did split, and I was hoping you'd be able to see that. Some of it is very, very pinky purple, and some of it is just blue. I don't know if you can see the difference in it, but it's very pretty. And then this one, I mixed these 2 colors of food color together to get this green. I was looking for a turquoise, and this is more turquoisey. I didn't get a turquoise. I just got a darker, deeper green, and I'm okay with that. I like it. I'm not unhappy with it. It's just not what I expected, which is part of the fun of all this, is that, you know, things don't always turn out the way you expected. But I'm now gathering a good supply of things to add into bats and make rovings to spin. So I'm very happy. I'm going to be doing the Tour de Fleece in June. Let's see, when is it? I wrote it down somewhere, just a second. June 26th through July 18th. And that is where you spin every day, while the guys and ladies, I'm sure too, are riding their bikes for Tour de France. And some days they have special challenges, and on those days you're supposed to give yourself a special challenge. I'm not sure yet what my challenges are going to be. I've still got a month to figure it, and more to figure it out. But I am working on getting stuff together to spin during that time. Now, I'm going to admit, I've been spinning some every day since I got this new little spinning wheel. So spinning every day is not going to be a challenge for me. So I'm going to set myself the challenge of doing this by spinning more every day than I have been, and concentrating on these challenges. So anyway, this is part of what I'm doing to get ready for that. And this is my other project. And you can tell here, okay, let's set that one aside for a moment. Okay. And let me just do them like this, because I think it's even easier to see what I'm saying here. These are tencel fiber, and it's very silky, and it looks a lot like silk, and but it's a plant fiber. And these 4 here are bamboo, which is also a plant fiber. This looks very much like cotton. It's very soft and cottony. What I did was fix a dye bath, and I used the RIT, the little RIT packets of dye that they sell at Walmart, and you're supposed to put this whole packet of dye in a gallon of water with 4 tablespoons of salt for plant fibers, and that's how you're supposed to use it. And I divided it up into 5 vats, that gallon of water, into 5 different vats. And then I put some, I just put enough of that RIT dye in there. I thought it would work. I used yellow, and then the turquoise and the red and the blue. And then this one was the turquoise and the blue mixed. No, the yellow and the blue mix. That's what it was. Yellow and blue. I was hoping for a green. And you can see that I did not get a green. I did get a blue that has some little bits of greenish stuff in it. But it's definitely not green. It's blue. But it is also definitely not this blue. So it did make a difference. It just didn't make green. So that's something to keep in mind if you're using those dyes. They don't necessarily mix like you think they're going to. I think what happened is that the blue struck my fiber first, and once the fiber took up all the blue, it didn't have much room to take up yellow. So it didn't take up very much yellow. That's what I'm thinking happened here. Because in the water was definitely green. And when I put it out onto a paper towel to test the color, it was a green. It was a beautiful kind of a phthalo green. And then when I poured the water out, the water was even greener than it was before because so much of the blue was in here. But so there's another experiment that didn't turn out like I was hoping for it to, but I'm happy with it. But the thing that I think is really interesting is these two went in the exact same dye bath. I put them in together at the same time, the same dye, but they look completely different. Not only because the fibers are different, but the intensity of how much the fibers took up the dye is different. So whatever you're dyeing, you're not going to end up with the exact same color all the time. This looks it's very pretty on screen, but it's actually a little greener in real life. And this is, the red. It is pretty much the difference you see here. It's maybe not quite this is not quite as vibrant as it looks on the camera. But it's very different. This one, the color is very much the same. It's just a texture difference, which once again was kind of interesting that they don't all do the same thing. Each color does its own thing as well as each fiber. So, anyway, so that's my thing, 24, 25, 26, and 27. And I've got more fun stuff to add into my wool to make yarn. So, I hope that, let me get this back out here so you can see my prettiness. Oh, there we go. There's the fun stuff I've been doing the last few days. And I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you can always ask, or if there's something specific you'd like me to try while I'm playing with all this fiber stuff, just ask. And if I have the stuff to do it, I will try it. God bless you, and I love you. Bye-bye.